Enjoy, Gracie. Yeah, I'm getting ready to cook up pop something. Yeah. I got everything out here. Got my hamburger buns. We're good to go. Oh, hello there, friends and family. I can see you there. Yep, I can see you. Snuck past the kitty crew. And Gracie and Lily bit. But I'm glad you're here. Because we're going to be making something that my father truly enjoyed. It's rather a little unusual. And like always, it's got a little bit of a story and history to it. So come on in. Take your coats off. Pull up a chair and sit a while, okay? Well, as you can see, we've got everything sort of kind of set out here on the counter like I normally do, just for y'all. And for me too. Memory's not everything that it used to be. And this isn't so much of a recipe, well it is, but a way of a cooking method from a time long ago. Back when something was rather new, a little intimidating, and a lot of controversy and myths around it. But we'll talk about that a little later. Now this was a favorite of my father's in the late night hours, and I wouldn't even realize it or know about it till later on in my life when I was visiting my mother and father up in the mountains of North Carolina. And one day we were talking late at night because we tried to shove every minute of the visit that we could in the time that I was there. And you'll see what we have here. We have some of the Bar S Classic Franks. We have onion. Yep, that's a necessary thing. We have some of the fine Mount Olive jalapeno slices. Oh yeah, and some Dutch Farms pure horseradish. This is for the people that are not faint of heart. As well as some Heinz yellow mustard. And something I use, more than I use the pure horseradish, is some of this sandwich pile. Horseradish sauce, black pepper of course, and since we are cooking up some hot dogs, we got some buns, just because we have them. If not, we'd use poor folk hot dog buns. You know, white bread. That's all we're going to need. And like I say, it's not so much about the ingredients, which it is, but it's also about the cooking method. And we'll talk about that as we get to it. But first, we gotta dice and slice and chop some onion. Get our franks ready. Oh, I forgot one thing. Hold on. Yeah, this is why I put things out on the counter, because even I forget something. As many of you who followed the channel know, on occasion I don't realize I forgot something till I'm cooking it, or even when I'm plating it. And what did I forget? Yep, I forgot the pepper jack cheese. Again, from Dutch Farms. Ooh, this is good stuff. Yep, made with milk. So there you have it. That's everything we're going to need. Nothing I forgot. Or if I have, it'll be okay. So let's get to putting this all together. And let's talk about how my father, my pop, would eat this in the late night hours before he went to bed. Now the first thing we got to do, of course, is prep our onion. It ain't going to be hard, okay? We're just going to cut this onion a little smaller, right in half, just like that. And then we're going to try to give it a quick peel. Let's cut off the bottom. Let's cut off the top, since we forgot. Peel off that outer skin, just like that. There we go. Slide that over there. place the peeling in our compost bag. Yeah. We'll set this one over to the side. Because all we're going to be needing is not even half of this. So, now, let's just give it some quick slices. As much as you think you want. As thick as you want. I like the onion. I think that'll be enough. We still got a little left. Now we're just going to get it all together. Give it, you know, just a quick rough dice. Doesn't take much. Spin it around a little bit. Give another quick crosswise dice. I would say a small dice. That'll be just fine. Just like that. Ooh. There you have it. Right there. You see what I mean? I'm going to take this plate here. This special plate. One I have left. It's actually melamine, which is a type of plastic that won't melt. Sort of think about it as Bakelite. We're just going to slice them off. Slide them right off there. Because they're going to come a bed to how we get our hot dogs cooked. And by doing so, they're going to infuse a lot of flavor into those dogs. Okay? Next, we're going to get out our classic Franks. Now, the redder the better. You know, keeping in the theme of the red hot dogs. You know, these are atomic. So we're just going to slice them down the middle. Almost through. Not quite. But if you do, that'll be okay too. We're just going to nestle them in the onion right there. In that bed of onion. Take the next one and do the same thing. Slice it nearly through. Split it apart. Nestle it beside it. In the bed of onion. Can you see that? So there we have it. Now we're going to get out another ingredient. Next up is our pepper jack cheese. Yep. And for this, we're going to get out a slice for each. Got to find where you open it at. Hold on. Gotta get that cutting board back. Okay? So then we're going to take our pepper jack and just slice it up some. You don't got to be real fancy with it. Make some little slices. Okay? Just like that. Now, once we got that sliced, we're going to take these slices and lay them right here in our dog. Sort of evenly proportionated. You know, cover up all the dog. Of course, you always have an extra. We just put that in the center. Piece broke off. I love pepper jack cheese. We're going to do the same with the second slice for the second dog. And you know, if you have OCD and you're all about making things even, then cook it up, cut it up, and even the proportions. Separate this dog. Place it on in there. Put that one in the middle. See what we got going on here? Okay. Starting to look tasty, ain't it? Now this is where it gets interesting. We're going to take some of this pure horseradish. Woo! Oh yeah. It'll open up your sinuses. We're just going to place a little bit. Don't want to get crazy. Even though my father, he'd fill up the whole hot dog. Now, in all truth, I don't think horseradish now in these jars is anywhere as pungent as it was back in the day. Whew. Well, I've been a little congested here of late. Now I can tell you that. Taking care of it. Now, we're just going to give it a little sprinkling of pepper. Hey, it's always better with a little salt on it. Right there. Okay? Now we're ready to cook. Have I gotten you excited yet? I surely hope so. So let's get to cooking. Now, this is where the story comes in. You see, this right here, what we've already put together for you, you know, the atomic hot dog, is not so much about the spiciness of the horseradish, the pepper jack cheese, or the onion. It's about the cooking method. Yep. This goes all the way back to the 50s and 60s. Yeah, and what you might want to know is, back then, you know, microwaves came out in 1947 commercially. Back then they were as big as a refrigerator and only suitable for commercial applications, and they were extremely expensive. It wouldn't be to the early 70s, 1970 and beyond, where they've become affordable enough and small enough, similar to what you see now in homes all across America. And you might remember the Amana radar range. Probably saw it on TV. Yeah. The radar range. And I can remember we didn't have a microwave growing up until 1971. Yep. I was 15 years old. My mother wouldn't have one. My grandparents never had one. And neither did my great-grands. And there was a reason for that. When we finally got one, my mother didn't want it, because there was a lot of misconception and misinformation. People thought, you know, this was the atomic age, the atomic bomb, which was still being tested above ground in America. And people thought these would irradiate you, and they would make you sick from radiations. Yeah, which we all know now is not the case. This is a microwave. Don't have no plutonium, none of that in it. No uranium. It heats internally from microwaves. But that was why. Plus the cost. And I can remember the very first one we got. My parents got it from Sears and Roebuck. It was a Canmore. Now this is a Hamilton Beach, and I've had it for 27 years. It's been a fine old lady. She's showing her age now, as you'll see when we get inside. But yeah, the Atomic Dog wasn't about the spice. It was about how you cook it. So let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to open up the nuclear oven. Stand back. You might remember when everywhere they used to have the signs. Beware, caution, microwave in use. We don't see that anymore. Yep, that ain't dirt in there. It's not brown from discoloration or food products. It's just well worn. Paint's wore off it because it's been used a million times. We're going to set it in there on the turntable, okay? Just like that. We got it covered up in that there plastic wrap, or as we old folks call it, saran wrap. This is a 900 watt microwave, by the way, as you saw. And we're going to set it for 2 minutes. And if you don't know, 2 minutes, just punching it in, we'll set it on 2 minutes on high. And we're going to hit start. Look at that. That turntable going around. Something else to note. The original microwaves, for quite so many years, didn't have one of those nifty turntables in it. But you could buy one that you wound up, place it in your microwave, and it would run around just like that one is in there. Well, we're going to let that go for 2 minutes and check it to make sure the cheese and the nuclear weenies are all nice, toasty, and plumped up. But there are still people right now today in 2023 that are leery of the microwave, the nuclear oven. Now, I don't use it much to cook anything. Mainly just to heat things up on occasion, or do, you know, something like melt butter, defrost something a little bit, because I forgot to take it out in time. But I have cooked many a dish in the nuclear oven, including a whole chicken. Yeah. But we'll come back to this when it finishes up. Oh, it's only got 25 seconds. So maybe we'll just stand here, watch it going around in there, because I don't fear any radiation. Do y'all? And you may have preconceived ideas of your nuclear oven, but it's still one of the fastest and time-saving cooking methods known to modern man. Ooh, think it might be good. It's looking good. At least there on the plate. You know, yep, cheese is melting. Everything's looking fine. Time to take these to the next stage. Okay? Let's take it over to the counter. Well, I'll tell you this. It is smelling good. Whew, I'll have to get another plate. We'll start plating this up and putting it all together. Okay? I went out and got me a couple of fine hot dog buns right there. Let me show you what these look like. That melted pepper jack cheese. Woo! That nice horseradish. Real deal there, Lucille. Yep. On that bed of onion. And that's something important to note. During that 2-minute cooking process, gets our weenies all right, gets the cheese melted, horseradish heated up. It also softens and cooks those onions. And if you could smell this right now, you'd know what I mean. We're just going to slip them off out of that bed of onion right quick, and they're hot. Ain't no doubt. Right there. Now you may wonder why I did the onions the way I did. Well, that was to infuse more flavor, cook them up. We're just going to take them right now and spoon them or fork them. Since I got a fork, see they're all steamed tender. Yeah. You see that? Softened maybe would be the best way to put it. They make them sweeter that way. I won't put a lot. And if you've ever been to a ballpark and that, you'll understand what I mean. I mean, raw onions are fine. I'm telling you. But doing this to them, even if you're not making nuclear dogs, putting some onions on a plate, popping that microwave for about 2 minutes, throw your paper towel on or whatever, is well worth the effort. Steams them in their own juices, they do. So next thing we got to add, and this is why I was confused when my daddy would call them atomic hot dogs. I thought it was about, you know, all the spice. Spice from those horseradish, onion, pepper, the jalapenos. But as I'd learned later in life, didn't have anything to do with that. It had to do with the misconceptions of the fact that a microwave would irradiate you, give you radiation poison. And my mother never wanted one, and she wouldn't use one for years. No, now we're going to add some good old yellow mustard. Because what hot dog would be complete without some fine yellow mustard? None, in my mind or anybody else's. And because I like to be a little different, and I like ketchup, even though it is heresy to use ketchup on a dog in certain areas of this country, we're going to use it anyway. So forgive me. You do you, I'll do me. Because I think that balances the flavor of the hot and the spicy. Now you might wonder, what were we going to do with the sandwich pile? Horseradish sauce? Well, that's for people who like it a little bit milder, which sometimes I do. And I don't want to go to straight horseradish, which is just shaved horseradish. Yeah. And water. I want to go with something milder. And I'll use this. And this is jam up. Especially if you're making a roast beef, pastrami, you know, one of them Reubens. Or you want to make something like corned beef, sandwich, even ham. This is good stuff. That's why. So that's all there is to it. My father loved these to death. And I grew to love them too. Yeah, it might be because of memories. A lot of times with food, it's not all about the taste. Which it is, but it's more about the circumstances, the period of life, the time, and those we enjoyed it with. And I enjoyed these sometimes in the late night with my dear father, my pop. So let's give it a taste test and see if it's still as yummy today as it was way back when. So let's grab one of these atomic hot dogs, chomp down on it, and see if it's everything we remember it being. Woo, you see that thing right there? I'm thinking it may be yummy. What do you think? Pardon me. Woo! Woo! Well, let me tell you something. That'll get your blood flowing. And that'll work on any type of congestion or nasal problems that you have. If you don't enjoy horseradish and don't understand, then you don't know what I'm talking about. It's not so spicy hot that it'll take your breath away, but it'll darn sure open you up. And it'll make you feel all warm and cozy. And it's quite tasty, by the way, as are these. So, maybe you've had these before. Maybe you enjoy horseradish. And if you do, let me know how you use it in your favorite recipes, in your life, in your home. So, if you like one, just stand in line. I got more buns, got more dogs. We can dice up some more onion. But hey, until the kitty crew, see y'all on that next video. Y'all take care. Stay safe out there. May God bless you as you bless others in your life. Goodbye for now. Woo, those are good. I hope two's enough. I'm going to enjoy these. This will heal what ails you. Oh, later on.